I've learned a lot of things, like how to make something interactive, how to tell a story, how to get people to remember things, how to educate people through video games, how to get you to care about a character, all of this stuff. And one of the things that I learned is that you always want to use the special quality of that piece of hardware as a reason to make a product for it. So like when you think about the Nintendo Wii that had those controllers that you could waggle around, right? I mean, immediately you're like, I want to have a lightsaber. And so they do that kind of thing. So you try to build a product that makes sense for that device. And what are its special powers? And so virtual reality has like all kinds of it's 3D. You have their complete attention. You're in charge of stereo, audio, and 3D video. And because you're immersed, you're not in a training area anymore. You're in the world that has been presented, right?
Right.
You're not being distracted by thinking about whether you're getting a text or anything like that. Literally everything else disappears and you've got 100% of their attention. And that's powerful. And then you can add on to it that if you can make an emotional connection with a user, you can actually raise and change their level of empathy to get them to. One of the reasons, and one of the only reasons people get involved in this movement in any way, even just getting educated about it, is if you have a personal connection to the topic. Like if you know somebody that's been trafficked or you've met somebody or whatever. And so one of the techniques that people use to try to get rapport between a teacher and a student is to have somebody with lived experience come and speak directly to, an audience. But it's not scalable in any way, shape, or form. I mean, you cannot put a person with lived experience in every high school class in a year. Doing that is so emotionally troubling for many people because they're basically going up in front of a room of people and telling their deepest, darkest, although there are some people that get a benefit from that, trauma is just re-traumatizing yourself. I find all this stuff out, and then I wound up creating this experience that it develops an emotional relationship between you and the girl that's inside of the story, and you feel empathy towards her because you learn what it feels like, so you get that sympathy thing, but you want to do something about it. And the way that we give you that connection to the girl is something that I discovered as I was going through this experience of trying to learn everything I could about the field. It turns out that people that are trafficked they're abused and psychologically manipulated, and one of those patterns is to use trauma bonding, where they being nice to you and mean to you, basically programs you to think a different way. And so by doing that, the world looks different. A cell phone doesn't look like, call your parents and call the police. A cell phone looks like, I better have that thing in my pocket in case my boyfriend tells me what I got to do right now. I got to text him back in 2 seconds. I've got to take pictures of myself. I've got all these other things. And she explains that she can't call because this guy's going to beat her up, or hurt her. Or he says he's going to kill her parents. There's all kinds of things that get used, this coercion thing. And that coercion combined with sextortion and online grooming and people that are using that for their own benefit, for blackmail. I mean, people are just doing the most insane things to one another. And it's all because we have vulnerabilities and we want to be loved and have affection. That's it, and these people have found out how to trick us. And they use that opening to manipulate us and get us under their power. And so the VR thing gives you a chance to feel that, have an emotional connection, have a person essentially in your mind that you have a connection with. And then when you're finished, then you actually care more about the topic and you start